Hey there, fellow brain explorers. Are you tired of the endless brain fog, struggling memory, and feeling like your mental potential is locked away? Well, get ready, because I'm about to introduce you to a program that's here to break those barriers and unlock your superior brain health capabilities. Intrigued? So you have a choice to make. You can either click on the link in the description to bid farewell to brain fog now, or you can keep watching the video and discover the transformative journey ahead. Get ready to say goodbye to frustration and hello to a superior brain health, enhanced memory, and the mental wellness you've been craving. Buckle up, because this journey is going to reshape the way you think and live. Ever wished you could break free from brain fog, sharpen your focus, and remember even the tiniest details effortlessly? Well, that's exactly what Superior Brain Health is all about, a comprehensive program designed to guide you towards a smarter and superior brain health. Think of it as your ultimate toolkit for superior brain health empowerment. You'll dive into techniques that are as effective as they are intriguing. Imagine having access to a complete checklist that simplifies your brain-boosting journey, a mind map that paints a clear path to cognitive enhancement, and engaging audios and videos that bring your superior brain health training to life. And the best part? This program doesn't just stop at boosting brain power. You'll discover the secrets of emotional intelligence, delve into the fascinating world of nootropics, and gain insights into superior brain health dietary changes. It's an all-encompassing guide that sets you on the path to superior brain health. So, are you ready to unlock your brain's potential? Don't wait, because the link to this transformative program is right there in the description below. It's time to embark on a journey that could change the way you think, learn, and live. Get ready to optimize your brain, boost your memory, and experience the mental wellness you've been longing for. Click that link in the description, and let's dive into superior brain health together. Get started now, transform your brain health.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the show. We're here today, episode 2594 of the Cabral Concept. We're going to be talking about what is brain fog today and what you can do about it if it is something that you might be suffering from. So brain fog has a lot of different symptoms that come along with it. I think it's important to start talking about this because conventional medicine has never recognized brain fog. It's not something that they even really want to talk about because they don't know a specific pharmacological intervention in order to put you on to be able to get rid of that brain fog. So for them, until there's a drug to prescribe, well, then that disease doesn't exist, right? So it's been this way for the longest time. They never believed in leaky gut, but now they do. They never believed in chronic fatigue syndrome. Now they do. They never believed in fibromyalgia. Now they do. They never believed in lupus before, but now they do. And so, what we have to understand is that don't wait for conventional medicine to catch up for you to be able to take control of your health. What I want to do in the Cabral Concept is simply share with you the collection of symptoms that we give a disease name to. So again, rheumatoid arthritis, all right, well, it's the immune system attacking the typical small joints of the body, like the fingers, maybe the elbows, can move around the body. Hashimoto's, autoimmune issue attacking the thyroid. And we go on and on, MS attacking the nervous system. But we have to understand is that there's always an underlying root cause. For an autoimmune issue, well, your immune system didn't just wake up and mess up one day. There's actual underlying root causes. And this goes for everything from migraines to skin rashes, etc. Today, we're talking about brain fog. And if you're not familiar with brain fog, again, there's underlying root causes. We'll get to those in just a moment. But the main symptoms are like fuzzy thinking, difficulty concentrating, grogginess. So, you wake up in the morning and you just kind of feel like you never woke up. And I was that way forever. Like till, a solid 27, 28 years, I would not feel like I would wake up until 11 a.m. or 12 o'clock, like noon. And then finally, okay, I start going again. And then the issue would always be that I couldn't fall asleep later at night. So I'd be tired all day and I couldn't fall asleep at night. And that was pretty debilitating. There's no doubt about it. But again, when you look at the underlying root causes, you're able to overcome this. My mentor, Dr. Pete, shared with me those. I simply try to pay it forward here today. But grogginess, feeling like a zombie, walking zombie, no real energy, like the brain just does not turn on. So you have trouble concentrating, trouble focusing. Those are big ones as well. Finding the right words, forgetting things more often than you should. I know that these can be other things leading towards when you're older, dementia, but that's why it's important to take care of them now, not wait until you're 60, 70 plus years old. Walking around in a haze, that's another one that my clients, refer to it as, or, I feel like I have cloudy thinking. I hear that one quite a bit as well. Or almost like their vision is blurred. They just have this overall fuzziness or haze that they're walking around in, and sometimes pressure on the head, almost like a tension headache, but more of a pressure-based headache, and sometimes feeling a little disoriented, a little confused, like a little, you're literally not dizzy, but you're just disoriented. That's the best way to describe it. So if any of those describe you, the trouble concentrating, the fuzzy thinking, cloudy thinking, the haze-like, the trouble focusing, the disorientation, maybe even a little bit of a headache at time, a dull headache, those are all symptoms for brain fog. And so, what causes these, right? This is important. So really, really important. One of the first things I look at right away is an imbalance in hormones, right away. So I'm either thinking low cortisol levels or low thyroid, right off the bat. And I'm not talking about your typical conventional medicine blood work, TSH, where everything looks normal. No, I'm looking at what's your free T3, what's your free T4. That's what I want to know. And so I look at those. You can run those. I'll talk about that in just a moment. But really important that we're looking at, if your cortisol is too low, like I had, you're never going to feel like you woke up. You're going to be groggy and like a zombie all day long. Okay, so we've got the lower cortisol production. We have the lower thyroid. Now, a couple neurotransmitters that you may not have heard about before. If you have low norepinephrine or you have low dopamine, you may not feel like you've woken up as well. You might still be in that hazy, foggy, groggy state. Really important that we look at that. Estrogen dominance, testosterone, those don't cause them as often. So I don't want to bring those up as much because they truly aren't the biggest drivers. So I just want you to know that. Another one is hypoglycemia. So when your blood sugar levels drop too low, that can lead to this brain fog-based state as well. You might even get a little bit moody, a little irritable, a little hangry when you start to get hungry and angry, right? And that can add to a little bit of brain fog. So I'm always going hormones first. Yes, like when we think about the overall picture, what could disrupt the hormones? For sure, sleep. I mean, if you're not getting enough sleep, then we have to look at that. And what is sleep? Well, it's 7 to 9 hours of night. It's 90 minutes of deep sleep. It's 2+ hours of REM sleep. Those are absolute qualifiers for good, healthy sleep. So we want to make sure within that range. If you don't test your biometrics for sleep, you can certainly do so. I have all sorts of different recommendations at StephenCabral.com/resources. You can certainly check those out to improve your overall circadian rhythm. And we've got all sorts of free podcasts on sleep. So if you go to StephenCabral.com/podcasts, scroll through the images at the top on desktop or on your phone, and you've got a bunch of sleep shows, all free, that will help you to improve your overall sleep. All right, real important one here as well is diet. I'll tell you right now, if you get these symptoms of brain fog post-meal, very easily could be a digestive issue or a food sensitivity. So it could be that you're eating foods and your stomach and your intestines just not strong enough to digest. Weak hydrochloric acid, not enough bile production, or you might have candida overgrowth, SIBO, H. pylori, etc. So that can absolutely cause brain fog. And the other is food sensitivities. I just want to point on that for a moment. So it can be food sensitivities from an IgE perspective, even an IgA. So it's more of an immediate reaction. Then you can have a little delayed reaction, IgM, and then a latent response a day or two later, you're getting brain fog from foods, and that's IgG. Again, all these are testable. I'll share some of them at the end as well if you choose to go in that direction. You're welcome to. Sometimes it's just processed food. So you eat a food, it's just literally it's just processed food. Maybe it's just refined sugars, refined carbs. Blood sugar goes up, and then a half hour later, blood sugar drops. Again, that's hypoglycemia. And so you have brain fog. Or you eat a high fat meal like fried foods, and it takes all your energy to be able to try to break those down and digest them. And the energy to the brain doesn't necessarily go there because the energy is focused on the stomach. So really, really important that we look at that too. Some medications will also cause brain fog. I think it's important to look at blood pressure medications. That's one. Cardiovascular medications. I don't want to call out specific companies, but that's another. And then any type of antidepressants or anti-anxiolytics they may bring you out of a level of low-level depression, but they can also make you feel like a walking zombie. And that's just baseline flat. So important to look at those as well because they can cause sleep issues and they can also cause sleep medication right there too, can cause this brain fog the next morning. Stress is a big one. If people are dealing with any type of mental, emotional, relationship, work, family type stress, chronic stress wears you down. And eventually, you're so worn down, well, the body doesn't have energy, right? That's when we start to move into those lower cortisol levels and potentially issues with sleep at night. But the brain doesn't have energy then too, right? So we're hurting the mitochondria. We'll get to that in just a second. We're hurting the overall energy reserves of the body. And those will zap neurotransmitters as well as that cortisol, which is your energy get up and go hormone. So one more I wanted to share with you, and that is any type of inflammatory chronic illness or viral-based issue. What the inflammation does is, well, it's twofold. So one, if you have a viral-based issue, which you shouldn't take an antibiotic for viruses, but again, I'm not here to prescribe you medical advice or medical diagnostics, etc. You go to your PCP for that. But if you take antibiotics, it can absolutely lead to brain fog. It will destroy a lot of your good gut bacteria, imbalance your gut microbiome. That's going to lead to energy-based issues. I mean, so much so. There's so much research on it. Bacteroidetes, Firmicutes, it will change your mood. It can lead to depression. It can lead to Alzheimer's. Like, it's important to look at that. And then the other factor is that antibiotics can also hurt your mitochondria. Mitochondria are inside of the cells there to produce energy, especially short bursts of energy, like exercise intolerance, meaning like you don't feel well after exercising. Okay, it could be a mitochondrial issue. It could be like an overall inflammatory load issue. And then also just like walking up a flight of stairs. If you feel exhausted walking up a flight of stairs like I used to, there can be a dramatic electrolyte imbalance caused by chronic stress, like POTS, right? Postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, or it could be a mitochondrial issue, or all of them. And this is what a lot of people are experiencing post-viral. I don't want to talk about the virus itself, but post-viral issues. These are basically normal responses from the body when it is not able to balance its inflammatory load. And I have a lot of podcasts on long haulers, long COVID, all of those different things, like what to do about it. Because essentially it's called myalgic encephalomyelitis. It's been around forever, right? I mean, like, it's not just because of this, it's just become now more recognized. And I think, okay, now conventional medicine is recognizing to a greater degree. So it's getting a little bit more talked about, which is good, right? But we don't want to look at like, hey, what's the medication I can get myself out of this? We say, how do we rebalance the body? So if you're dealing with any of these brain fog-based issues, we just went through a lot of the underlying root causes. And now what I'd like to do with you is just share, here's a few things you can do. You can always work one-on-one with your local licensed or board-certified naturopath or naturopathic doctor. That's your choice. Okay. The next one is you can work virtually with an integrative health practitioner, basically anywhere in the world. That's at integrativehealthpractitioner.org. And level 2s can actually help run these labs, which I'm going to talk about now. The labs that you may want to look into are the Big 5 labs, okay? That looks at everything from vitamins and minerals, the deficiencies, because again, vitamin and mineral deficiencies, you're low in B vitamins, you're low in magnesium, you're low in zinc, you're not going to have energy, right? So like low vitamins absolutely cause low body energy and low mental energy for the brain. So really important that we look at that. And then I also want to share with you is that, so the Big 5 looks at gut, it looks at vitamins, minerals, it looks at inflammation, it looks at heavy metals, and so much more. Okay, all of those things, again, decrease deficiencies in the body and the increased toxicities. You need to rebalance those. The Big 5 will show you what to do. There's also something called the gut bundle. If you just want to look at gut-based issues because you're feeling bloated and maybe a little gassy and you're not digesting your food very well, okay, the gut bundle is looking at food sensitivities, candida, bacterial overgrowth, H. pylori, and parasites. So that's going to tell you everything that you need to know. And the last one that you may want to look into is the starter kit. So it's basically like the most robust is the Big 5, the gut bundle is 3 labs, and the starter kit is 2. The starter kit is looking at your vitamins and minerals, your gut function, and your overall heavy metals. So it's a nice like overall starter kit, right? That's how you get started. All of these you can find at stevencabral.com/labs. Keep in mind, you can run them with myself in my practice, or you can run them with an integrative health practitioner, an IHP, or you can run them with your local naturopathic doctor. Whatever works for you. Honestly, just know they're available. This is how you figure these things out. Bio-individualize a plan for you so that you know it's going to work, because you know exactly what to work on. And that's how you make it happen. I mean, honestly, that is what I would do. If you're not able to, okay, well, let's say you're not able to run labs. Keep a journal. Look at what your specific triggers are, what days are better than others. Look back at the meals you had that precipitated that the day before. Exercise, everything. Keep a journal, like a lifestyle journal. Stress, all of those things. All the, if you can, read the Rain Barrel Effect. It's free. You literally just pay for shipping. And go through the de-stress protocol. Like follow those things. Start with a detox, ideally a 21-day if you can, to reduce total body burden, and continue to work the process. Remember, never give up. You're going to be able to figure out the underlying root cause. Go at a pace that works for you and just never give up. You're going to be able to figure this out. There's no doubt about it. I figured it out. Hundreds of thousands of clients we work with have figured it out, and I know that you can too. So hopefully this was helpful. If it was, do feel free to share the show with anyone you believe it could serve. Take care, everybody. And all the show notes will be at stevencabral.com/2594 for today's show. Thanks so much for tuning into today's show. Before you go, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I want to make sure that you're getting our daily content, not missing out on anything. Functional medicine, wellness, weight gain, weight loss, anti-aging, living longer, stronger, and all of the most cutting-edge research. And if there's any topics you want to hear, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Take care.
Click that link in the description and let's dive into superior brain health together. Get started now, transform your brain health.